In this interview, we're going to be talking about educational research. So the first question that I need to ask is, what is your name and how many years you have been teaching?
My name is Sarah Clay, and I've been teaching for 12 years.
Okay. And in those years, what are all the grade levels and subjects that you have taught?
Okay, so I started out teaching 7th grade reading,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved to 11th grade English.
Okay.
I did pre-K 3-year-olds.
Wow. Okay.
Then I did 2nd grade after I got my elementary certificate.
Mhm.
And I did Title I, which was my favorite.
Okay.
And I'm here at 3rd grade.
All right. Thank you. So the next question is about your school district. Could you just tell me about the school district that you currently work in?
Okay, so the school district that I currently work in provides technology to all of its students, which is a plus. The kids can use this technology at school, and they can take it home for educational use.
Mm-hmm.
They utilize iReady for their data collection, and teachers can utilize that data to build groups, build lessons, provide skill-based instruction for their students. The county also provides with teachers with different types of professional development throughout the year at different points.
Okay. And can you tell me your experience with educational research?
So educational research offers a lot of positives. Much of the professional development we get revolves around educational research and best practices for putting that knowledge into your classroom, utilizing that knowledge that you have.
Okay. So your district you just mentioned does provide you with educational research. Is there any educational articles that the district has provided you with?
Articles? I can't think of an article off the top of my head, but one of the professional developments currently going on within the district is a vocabulary training
Okay.
by Marzano.
Okay.
So that vocabulary training is based off of his research and the vocabulary that is utilized most often in education and in the English language.
All right. So when you do read educational research, what are your goals that you have?
My goals are always to benefit my classroom.
Okay.
What I can utilize in my classroom, how I can aid my students and their growth, how I can help make them successful students and successful in life in general.
Okay. What research method have you used most frequently?
I like progress-based learning. Wait a minute, what was the question you asked me again?
What research method have you used most
The
frequently?
research method, okay. For my current research, I have been completing my national boards. So in that research, I have sent home parent surveys for them to fill out, as well as student surveys for them to fill out in my class. And I've coupled that with the iReady data I get. I noticed that with the iReady data that my students were low in their comprehension, so I felt that I could couple the iReady data with the surveys and get a bigger picture of what my students' reading habits were, and that would help me with whether they were stronger in comprehension or if they were one of the weaker ones, maybe determining why that was happening.
Okay. So it seems like a lot of that was mixed research. So I was just curious for my next question is how you feel about mixed research methods in education.
I think mixed research gives you a larger, broader picture of what's going on within your classroom. And it's, I'm trying to think, it gives you, it's just multifaceted. You can see multiple areas and how they function together.
And what research findings have you applied in your classroom, in your teaching practice, from research that you have done or read?
Okay, I like the progress-based learning, which I started to mention earlier. I feel like the students are very receptive to that. It's hands-on. They can apply what they're learning and see how it's used and see how it functions. It also helps those students who are lower, because a lot of them find hands-on activities easier than activities that are more thought-provoked.
Okay. All right. Are there any topics within education research that you are currently interested in?
I'm interested in the environmental impacts in the classroom. So what impacts a student outside the classroom, their home environment, the environment within the classroom, making it more comfortable for them and making it safer for them, providing less clutter on the walls, and how that helps them to focus. I'm also looking at how different routines affect the students and their learning, different routines that you can apply within the classroom.
Okay. Do you plan to read about any education research in the near future?
Yes, summer's coming up, so that provides a great time to pick a couple topics and pick a couple books, or acquire some articles that go along with those books so that I can compare.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a specific topic that you're thinking of looking at this summer?
Like I said, I'm really into the environmental impacts.
Okay.
So I basically I want my classroom to flow well and function and be learning based. So I want to look at my classroom and see what I can do to make that more easier for my students.
Okay. Do you plan to conduct your own education research in the future?
Oh, I'm always conducting educational research in order to have your students master skills and be successful in the classroom. You always have to look at their weaknesses and their strengths, and you have to build your lessons to make the most of what they're good at, to build them up in maybe the weaker areas. So I'm always looking at research and always conducting research to make my classroom better.
Okay. And overall, how do you feel about any experiences you have had with educational research?
All of my experience I've had with educational research have been positive. They provide insight into my students and their relationships, the learning styles that they like, topics that they like, and by learning all that information, I can then again structure those lessons to grab their interest and to utilize what they like to help them grow in basic skills.
Okay. And earlier you mentioned that you're getting your national boards. Is there any specific research that you are still going to be doing with those?
Yes. I am working, looking very deeply into the comprehension in my classroom. I have found that throughout the years, comprehension is a weakness, and I'm looking at how those the environmental factors affect comprehension, as well as their reading outside of the classroom as well as their reading habits at home, because some homes value reading and have a lot of books that are available to the students, and some homes are don't have as many books and don't value reading as much. When parents aren't seeing reading, and when reading isn't valued in the home, it definitely makes an impact on the student and their growth.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your answers today.
Thanks.